Hi Cancer, this is your horoscope for March 2018. Thank you for joining me. It's really nice to be with you this month. From the 1st of March until the 22nd of March, we've got Uranus, the planet of energy and rebellion, sitting in Aries in your 10th house of career, so giving you a lot of strength to move forward in that area. And it forms a trine with Mars, the male principle of desire and drive, in another fire sign in Sagittarius, and that's sitting in your 6th house of day-to-day routine, work, career, and the body. So during the first 3 weeks of March, you're really going to focus on getting things moving when it comes to your working life. So that's hugely important, and you can also make a lot of progress there. The astrology supports it. If you want a promotion, if you want a better job, if you want to make a lateral move, more money, whatever it is you want, you're going to naturally feel prompted to kind of look at those areas, pursue that. There's a lot of opportunity out there for you here in March. On the 2nd of March, we've got a full moon in Virgo. I made a separate video on this. This full moon is really about detoxing and letting go of things that no longer work for you. It happens in your 3rd house of communication, so you'll be able to let go of things that prevent you from progressing because of the way you communicate, or what you're not willing to communicate, or fears you have around communication. So if public speaking is an issue, or if you're afraid of speaking about a certain topic, you can reevaluate this in March, overcome it, and leave it behind you, giving you more options. So use that to drop something that doesn't serve you in your day-to-day experience. On the 7th of March, we've got Mercury, the communication planet, going into Aries, and it goes into Aries in your 10th house of career again. So you become like a shark a little bit when it comes to your career, because you're super focused and driven to move on and to progress and to move forward when it comes to your working life. And you're not going to take no for an answer. You're going to bulldoze and streamline your way through. If you're retired, you're focused on creating work that is meaningful to you, that gives you a sense of passion and fire, and that makes you feel like you're progressing. Same thing. The planet goes into retrograde on the 22nd of March, and it stays in retrograde until the 15th of April. So when Mercury retrogrades, it appears to be going backwards. It creates problems with computers and phones and getting your point across. There's more room for miscommunication. But also, it gives you the opportunity to look at other ways of getting your point across. So like we had that full moon in Virgo in your 3rd house of communication, letting go of things that no longer work for you, you're able to seize other ways of getting your point across, and it makes you more aggressive in a sense, or able to assert yourself in saying, this is what I want and this is the way I want to get it. And you're able to do that in a way that would otherwise be blocked, or that would not be open for you. So you're going to be braver when it comes to communication. So this Mercury retrograde actually works in your favor. Mercury stays in Aries until the 14th of May, which is much longer than it usually would stay in any sign. Mercury stays in each sign for about 3 weeks. It moves really quickly. But because we have this retrograde in the middle of the Aries transit, it goes back into Aries and then it moves forward in Aries. So the communication planet is in this super powerful sign for 2 months. So you're going to be able to progress much more quickly in your working life thanks to Mercury in Aries, because it gives you this inner motivation, this drive, and this fire to move ahead. On the 7th of March as well, we've got Venus, the planet of love and beauty, going into Aries in your 10th house. So what you love doing and focusing on in March is getting your career going and moving ahead with it. It stays in Aries in that sector until the 31st, when it goes into Taurus, and then it's about the actual money and it's about settling in again. So if you want to get somewhere in your working life, if you want to make changes, if you want to make a lateral move or start a new job, March is the time to do it. April is going to feel much slower. On the 8th of March until the 10th of July, Jupiter, the lucky planet, goes retrograde. Now Jupiter is in Scorpio in your 5th house, and when it goes retrograde, you stop looking for good luck and good fortune in the external world and you start looking for it within. And Scorpio is perfect for that because it's the sign of going inwards and going to the truth of who you are emotionally. and it's in your 5th house of romantic relationships. So you're really going to ask yourself, what is it that I can do to bring about better, more positive relationships in my life? And remember that you've got all this communication stuff going on, which really supports you. So again, I really think that you see your own value much more, that you're a loving person with a good heart, that you've got a lot to give. But instead of hiding that, you're going to be much more open about sharing that with other people and presenting yourself without any facades or wearing masks or things. Doesn't mean you wear your heart on your sleeve, but you're more confident in yourself and you realize, this is what I want in my romantic relationships, and because I want it, I'm entitled to go out and get it. Finally, at the not at the end of the month. On the 18th of March, we've got Mars, the male principle, leaving your 6th house of daily routine and work, and that now also goes into your 7th house of relationships. It joins Saturn and Pluto, both of which are in Capricorn. So from the 18th of March onwards, the big focus shifts from being your work solely and moving forward with that, and it now becomes your relationships as well. So that Jupiter retrograde hits you quite hard specifically. It is in another water sign. Cancer is water, Scorpio is water. So you're really making the most of this, and you're asking yourself, how can I realize my hopes and dreams when it comes to my love life? Mars will help you to push things forward and to work at it. Saturn and Pluto will transform your practical circumstances. So if you're single, you could be with someone at the end of this month. If you're in a relationship that isn't working exactly the way you would want it, you can make it something that fits again and that suits you. But from the 18th of March, the biggest luck factor is romantic relationships. On the 31st of March, we've got the second full moon of the month. So we've got a blue moon. This is a full moon in Libra. And again, it occurs in your 4th house of family relationships and relationships that are like family. So this is a completion point of really bringing you together with someone who is important, someone who is meaningful, and someone who's going to have a long-lasting, permanent role to play in your life. So again, relationships. In January, we had 2 full moons. In February, we didn't have any. We just had a new moon. And now here in March, we have 2 full moons again. So we've got a blue moon at the end of the month. These months where we have 2 full moons, they're high energy kind of months. So the 2 areas that you're really going to succeed in and thrive in are career and relationships. So the first half of the month, really aim to get somewhere with your work. Second half, look at the relationship side of things. You're going to feel very pleased, I think, at the end of this month with how productive you've been and how much you've achieved. If you'd like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to audio reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you next month.